Improving your technique is the best way to swim faster, but that takes time. And in today's age of instant gratification, I know you're looking for some quick tips to swim faster than ever before. For starters, you need to ditch the distance. This is one of the biggest misconceptions and things that swimmers screw up, and coaches, time and time again. If you want to swim faster, you don't need to swim more. Ditch the distance. This is actually such an important concept. It's literally the first chapter in my new book, 101 Ways to Swim Faster. So make sure you check that out, link down below. But let's talk about distance swimming. If your goal is to swim farther, sure, by all means, go and swim a lot. But if your goal is to swim fast, you want to think about breaking up your swims into shorter segments that are more manageable, that you can swim faster in, and that's how you get faster. And to illustrate this point, I have a very basic example on the whiteboard. You should not swim in 800 freestyle continuously. Instead, you could break up that same distance 1650s. Now, if you look at it, you're still doing 800 worth, but the benefit of breaking it up into smaller segments and ditching the longer distance is because it allows you to swim faster for each of those different durations. It also allows you to keep a higher body position. So even if your technique isn't actually any better, by default, your technique is going to be faster and you're going to move through the water more efficiently just because you're swimming a shorter distance. Here's another example. You could swim 5,000 meters 2 times per week, or you could swim 2,000 meters 5 times per week. So if you think about it, both of these, you're going to end up hitting 10K in each scenario. The difference is in the second here, you're actually going to do less more frequently. So you're not necessarily ditching the distance for the week, you're just ditching the distance on a per workout basis. And by breaking it up into shorter segments, the same rule applies. Now this translates really well into my next point about swimming faster, because fundamentally, you want to teach your body the desired outcome. And if your desired outcome is swimming faster, then you need to train your body what it's like to go fast, to ride higher in the water. So you need to train fast if you want to swim fast. Here's another example. You could swim in 800 straight, taking the example from above, and let's say you swim it in 12 minutes. If you do an 800 in 12 minutes, that's a 1 minute, 30 second per 100 pace. Now, if you were to do that same distance, but in a shorter segment, 16 times, so 1650s instead of 800, now you're gonna go 1650s, and let's say you do them on the minute interval, and let's say you hold 42 seconds. So now your average pace is gonna be 1 minute and 24 seconds per 100. That's a difference of 6 seconds per 100. And when you calculate that out over 800 yards or meters, it actually starts to stack up pretty significantly. And there's even more to it than that. Now, one of the easiest ways to swim faster almost immediately is by adding resistance to your training. Right now I have a parachute, whether it's drag socks or power socks, power tower, all of these different tools are basically activating your muscles in the water. And by training with resistance in the water, you're actually going to strengthen your body, improve the power that each stroke can produce, and that's how you're going to swim faster. By focusing on muscle activation, you actually don't need to swim very much because you're swimming at an even higher intensity. So everything that we talked about with ditching the distance and swimming faster applies even more so when you add resistance, whether it's a power tower, parachute, the loofah, drag socks, even with paddles, fins. These are all different things that are getting more muscle activation. And because you're getting more muscle firing, it's really activating what you need to be able to swim at peak performance. Because instead of using just 50% of your available strength, you want to tap into the full ability of what your body can produce. So you want that muscle recruitment, and you want to develop the power and the strength in the water. We're going to talk about what you can do out of the water next, but it's so important that you train with strength and power in the water, focus on speed, and you won't be able to do that if you're swimming a lot of distance. Keep in mind, everything that we've talked about so far has literally nothing to do with changing your stroke at all. We'll talk about if you change your stroke and you do improve, you're going to see even more results. But these are shorter term things that you can do to swim faster immediately. Now, another thing that you can do is getting stronger out of the water. If you overload your muscles for peak performance in the water, you're basically applying strength to your existing stroke technique. Now, if you apply strength and build power out of the water, you're actually going to better develop your overall body for this athletic performance. So you're going to have better core strength. You're going to have more stability. And if you put on enough muscle, you're actually going to weigh more and you're going to change your muscle composition. Now, this does take time, but if you are a stronger, more fit athlete, you will actually swim faster because of the improved core strength and the stability. Heck, just by pushing off the wall, you're actually going to go further, faster. Remember, momentum equals mass times velocity. So if your mass increases, if you push off the wall with more strength, more power, and you weigh more, and you have the same better core strength and stability, you're actually going to go further, faster when you push off the wall. And when you're swimming, you're going to transfer that over. It's another reason why it's so important that you break things apart. When you swim in 800 continuously, you're going to get less fresh pushes off the wall. And every push off the wall is an opportunity to build your stability and core strength so that way you can leverage it into your actual stroke. Now, another area that you need to focus on is by just getting more sleep recovery and improving your nutrition overall. You got to think of yourself as a holistic athlete. And this holistic approach to training is really a 360-degree view of you as an athlete. Your body is a temple, and you got to make sure you are maximizing everything that you can in your body, getting enough sleep, making sure that you recover, eating the right foods. You also have to make sure you're doing the right protocols so that you're recovering both in and out of the water. The best athletes in the world know how to take care of their body. Take Michael Phelps, for example. He would routinely get massages and work with trainers to make sure that he was loose and ready to race. He also used to use a cold tub to speed up the recovery, and that's why he took the plunge to create the Chili Goat with Master Spas. Their motto is go cold and live bold, because let's face it, if you want to be like the greatest of all time, you got to go sub-zero. Now, these cold tubs have a soft tread non-slip material on specific areas of the tub to make it safer, easier, and more enjoyable to use. Now, it has the perfect armrest to make it easier to get in and out of this spacious wide seat, and the leg area is fit for a king or a queen. Now, this is more than a cold plunge. It's a transformative experience that is named after the GOAT himself. Now, it can be installed outdoor or indoor, and really it's the best ownership experience. So head over to the link in the description to see how you can get your very own and become the GOAT yourself. Next up, I want you to swim with faster swimmers. If you're training with people that you're already faster than, it's really difficult to push yourself and to see those improvements. Yes, the faster swimmers probably have better technique than you, but when it comes to actually training and getting the job done, I love this quote that you are the average of the 5 people in your environment. Yes, you can follow the greatest swimmers of all time online, and that's certainly one way to go about it. But if you can physically be around people who are faster than you, if you can physically be in the lane next to or in the same lane as someone who's going to push you, who's going to keep you accountable, and you guys are going to make yourselves better together, you will literally swim faster without changing anything. But at the end of the day, you've got to follow a plan. What's interesting is the best athletes in the world, the fastest swimmers in the world at the Olympic Games, for example, in swimming, not all of them have perfect, silky freestyle technique, but they're still some of the fastest people in the world. Now, you might be thinking, well, how is this possible? How can you be the fastest swimmer in the world or one of the fastest swimmers in the world, and there are still things that you can improve with your technique? The best athletes in the world, even if they don't have the best technique, they all train with a personalized plan, a plan that was written for them by an actual swim coach. And by working with a coach, even if you don't have the best technique, you can certainly improve your technique that much faster. And on top of that, by following a specific plan that was designed for you, that is how you will see the ultimate improvement and the fastest gains to reaching your goals. Now, if you want to work directly with me and my team, there's going to be information how you can do that, link down below. Now, if you do all of these things and improve your technique, well, you're going to be a world-class swimmer, and I truly believe it. So make sure you apply all the different things that I discussed here in this video, also improve your technique, and you'll be a rock star. Now, if you want to see how to improve your technique and swim perfect freestyle, make sure you watch this video right over here. I'll see you over there, and happy swimming.